in the direction of one overpower. As we get ourselves into game 2, LGD already having taken a victory here against Execration, and we'll see where they position themselves on the map to get things started. Lots of pings in towards Roche Pit, the portals, the twin gates, get your early vision down. Now it looks like Execration sending 4 heroes bottom here, angling towards the Watcher. They're pinging it. Observables placed by Planet. And Watcher going to get grabbed by Execration there. Early little bit of vision, making sure your opponents don't have it.
So you can be anywhere on the map. Execration, one more time. Gotta try to do the same trick, but not gonna find anything. Planet, he was quick enough to place down that Observer Ward. And looking at the itemization, Zeal, he is a universal hero on Pango. So buying stats, getting that extra damage, 2 circlets, 3 branches. This is what we're gonna see more. It's gonna be really hard, I would say, to get used to some of these new things, to try to figure out like what's the best starting item build. This is where I think Tundra is gonna kick in with their math and just figure like the most optimal build, and people will start to copy it.
Yeah, how many blood grenades do we buy at the start of the game? We need 1 blood grenade in this lane, 1 over here. And on that topic, regen. Regen is limited now. You can't just spam mangoes. I know Owen and Fogg were talking about it in terms of Undying and Crystal Maiden. You know, we don't have these 9 mango starts for a lot of these heroes because everything's so limited. In Crystal Maiden this time, you know, 2 sets of tangos, some mangoes there. But once you spend this first flurry of regen, you don't really have that second round because the regen has to be spread across all 3 of your lanes.
Yeah, can't just abuse it. So for now, as you said, starting with 3 mangoes in the bottom lane. A little bit of a pause here, coming out from Palos. Having a mouse problem. I hope it's a mouse problem. I hope it's not an animal.
It's a peripheral problem and not a pest problem. There's a mouse scurrying across the keyboard. Oh, don't want that. Yeah, LGD, Chen, and Ursa. Penitence at level 1. And Wayu Samal gonna really ramp up this Ursa damage. Now, even level 1, they could maybe look to make a go on Tino here. Make life a little difficult. Earthshock and Penitence, get a bit of damage in, and then set up for that level 2 real kill attempt. Ooh, with the Fury
level
Swipes.
2, it's gonna be a big one. You get a creep with Chen. You have this extra attack speed coming up from Ursa. Overpower on top of that. Fury Swipes. Okay, Earthshock slow, and then you're gonna get Fury Swipes, but you will have the extra attack speed coming out from that Penitence.
Yeah, and I guess an important thing to look at here, you talked about the Chen counters in the Mirana and the Maiden. It is, I mean, Maiden is in the off lane as a position 4, and it's Shanks playing it. So farm priority going to go to the Maiden here over the Mirana, it feels like, for Execration. Just wondering what kind of itemization that's going to be.
She's going to be as poor as position 5 Maiden. It's pretty much the same. It's hard. Like, you need to get a good start. Shanks is holding a blood grenade as well. Gives him a little extra kill threat. Gives him a bit more tankiness as well. But good start for PSG.LGD across the board. Except Pango. Pango 4 CS as expected. This hero just doesn't do much in the off lane.
Yeah, first couple of levels kind of hard for him. And Tino and Shanks. Rank level 2. Zeal up there. Does have a shield crash now as well. We have the separation of the lanes. Both supports fighting over the camps and the pull spots, while Palos just bullies Zeal away with a meld strike. Carlo pretty low as well.
If you're wondering why I always shit on Pangolier from the off lane, it's because I played it so... Yeah, I love to play this hero on the off lane so much, and I know how bad it is, but I'm still trying to make it work. And look at this, trying to use the swashbuckle. Puts himself in a difficult spot. Might actually just die here.
Straight up dead. Planet trying to trade back into Carlo. Does get the takedown, but Palos is forcing that Rubik away and continues free farming on the TA. It looks like Storm has taken a little lead in the mid lane. It was looking good for the Ember Spirit as he was ahead of Nothing to Say for a little while. But that regen trade battle, Storm Spirit always favored in the first 3-4 levels. He spams out his remnants and overload charges.
You can't really out-harass Storm Spirit in this matchup. You get close, you get hit by Remnant. An interesting one. He Puts a second point in Overload.
Bob? Not going to go for it. Water Rune popped and had a Fairy Fire on Storm as well.
Huh. I'm just trying to figure out why he put a second point in Overload. Because damage rescaled from 30 to 25 and then 50 on both levels. Like, you get an extra 5 damage only on level 3 on this Overload. And extra 10 on level 4.
I'm not too sure. I mean, Remnant is 120 plus Overload 50.
Oh, arrow hits, but they're putting the pressure on Palos. Zeal doesn't have his abilities available.
Palos still needs some healing up to do. Refraction's out. Gotta be careful, though. They do bring another hero top. The Twin Gate's getting utilized. Shanks. Little red X's everywhere. Looking for the plane onto Planet and Zeal. Throws a couple of spells the Rubik's way and looks for the takedown on Planet. With the Starstorm there, they should be able to have it. Shanks dropping, grenade. Quickly dying. Does lose his life to Zeal, but now needs the Swashbuckle to retreat. Gets down to low ground. Carlo and Palos can't finish him off. Oh, can they? Carlo, he goes straight in on it. Takes down Zeal with that level 1 Starstorm.
Carlo has been so far very aggressive in this top lane. This is position 5 Mirana. About to crack level 4, 4 minutes into the game, which is really, really good. He's bringing some extra items with the Curse, gonna have boots of speed, so great start for him. Mid lane, Shanks making a rotation. That's level 2 root is gonna be enough.
There you have it, and it's the kind of swing back and forth. You know, we talked about the Storm in the first 3-4 levels doing very well, and then you start to get the Blightstone, the Orb of Corrosion up on Bob, so he can trade blows a little more effectively. Add a support rotation, everything is beautiful for Execration in that mid lane. Still yet to see active runes. Only 5 minutes in. I feel like when the game gets to 5 minutes, that's where you go into like ADHD mode as a support. You're thinking, right, 7 minutes, there's wisdom runes, there's watches to retake, and there's, oh god, I've got to rotate mid at 6 minutes to try and protect my mid laner and the active rune, and Mirana's coming mid to help out Bob. Level 5 Ember Spirit, arrow misses, and nothing to say, just going for the straight up solo kill, not able to finish the job just yet. Nothing to say, he's going to have to bottle refill and pop his stick, but needs some assistance from Planet to come in here and guard that active rune as quickly as possible.
The job. His name is Bob, Gary. Couldn't finish him off, but yeah. Bob is level 6 right now. Does have Remnant, will TP back. Orb of Corrosion already finished on him. 6-minute rune is spawning. Planet lurking around. Trying to secure the rune for nothing to say. Let's see where it's going to be. Double damage bottom.
Yeah, Dire Vision sees it.
Oh, arrow misses.
Arrow misses. Still level 5 Storm Spirit, though. Surrounded in a 3v1 scenario. Does get taken down by Execration, and the tip as well. Bob feeling himself. DD Rune's going to be there waiting for him to grab. And now we have to look at these side lanes for LGD to try and pick up the pieces, because Execration are really picking up momentum now. We need Chen to start getting active. Shiro hasn't been able to dominate this Underlord lane as strongly as I would have thought, honestly.
It's not an easy, like, he's good in the game, but one of the reasons why they decided to put Crystal Maiden is Ursa can't play as aggressive. He gets slowed down. You jump, you get frostbitten. Also have a setup for your Firestorm. So whenever you get close, Firestorm plus Frostbite is going to cut you down to half HP. Mirana wouldn't be able to provide you with that. I'm looking at the offlane Pango, what he brings to the table. Like, he's the same, has the same amount of net. All 3 cores from Execration are on the top at the moment, so great start for them. I was a little worried that they're not going to be able to make enough rotations, and here comes the gate. Where's he at?
Tino went to the Wisdom Rune, but it was already grabbed by Shanks. By Planet, sorry.
Underlord, best hero in the game. Nature's Prophet as well. Anything with the global that can pick up these wisdom runes.
Yeah, Shanks did get the one on the other side of the map. I'll storm back to Fountain, yeah.
He needs to go back to base again.
And Palos up at top. Trap slow Planet down. Arrow into Mel Strike. And now another trap slow on Zeal. Has the swashbuckle, but safety isn't found under his tier 1 tower. They've got so many slows and physical damage to break through the Pango. They'll have this job finished off by Bob. There you go, Lacoste.
Thank you. So Bob makes a rotation, gets the kill. And this might be some damage to the tower as well. There is no catapult available, but the huge wave is approaching. Palos gonna scout things out, what's happening in the triangle. Underlord also off to a great start. 3 points in Firestorm, about to crack level 7. With Vanguard available, makes him extremely tanky.
And farming very quickly as well. 4k net worth hit. Basically the same as the safe lane TA. Nothing to say Storm. Still playing in that mid lane, but being met by Shanks and Bob. Zeal left alone for now. Not a safe place to be, and he's so close to level 6 he can taste it, but can't get close to the creep wave. And the positioning of Carlo there, and just going to bully him away. No real tower damage being done yet, though. Execration still looking for this little bit of poking and prodding, trying to find pickoffs wherever they can. Guarding their TA while she's farming, which is something they struggled with in game 1. So Palos this time around, much faster into his items. Dragonlance nearly completed. We'll have a pretty quick Desolator and can play quickly off the back of that.
Much better start for him this time around. As you said, Dragonlance completed. Going into Deso most likely next. That's going to open up the Roche. Palos. Nothing to say, making a move. It should be a kill here.
Yeah, big one as well. Under the sentry wall, gets found. Now the portal in from Tino, an interesting one. There's a lot of LGD heroes here, and that Rolling Thunder does come to an end at last. Tino going to go straight through the Fiend's Gate and back down to bottom.
He's so tanky, extremely difficult to kill. Vanguard also an item that costs 125 less. Gives less heal regeneration. Oh no, Bobby, what did you do, Bobby?
Well, he went 1v2 and he thought he could win that fight and kill Planet, and then he ran out of mana, so he couldn't remnant back to safety. Yeah, a real severe miscalculation there from Bob, that's for sure. Not fun times. Shield rune for Palos. Give him a bit of protection. Looks like TA just wants to farm a few ancient stacks at this point right now, though. We're going to have so many auras. This Underlord, Vanguard, now Greaves, going to be working on potential Crimson Guard later on.
Once he starts putting point in Pit of Malice, that's going to be an extra setup against the Storm Spirit, so 3 roots should be enough to control Storm Spirit pre-BKB. So, 7 rage available. Needs some kind of a help. He's alone.
Yeah, nobody's coming. Arrow misses. Earth shocks away, so they've scared the bear out of that bottom lane a little bit. And bringing 3 heroes down here. Execration want to pressure the tier 1. Man, I have to keep checking items. Like this Cornucopia edition keeps screwing me up. I was looking at Lotus Orb and thinking, do you need Perseverance or Cornucopia? What do you need for that again? It's Perseverance. So you can still disassemble the Vanguard and look for a Lotus Orb if you want to go that direction.
Cornucopia is a new build for the Battle Fury. Bob chasing. Wise Smile is level 6. A difficult kill to get. Does have mech available, Hand of God, so they need at least 2 heroes. You need to have all remnants available as well.
It kind of feels like Bob should just be farming right now.
Yeah, definitely. Does have tier 1 token. Thinking about what he's gonna pick up. I swear, it's gonna take some player at least like 30-45 seconds until he figures out that he has a neutral item. I'm keeping a track on Bob right now. It's been steady 20-25 seconds already.
Deciding, thinking, waiting. 12-minute rune spawning. And a regenerate grab by nothing to say. Bob getting caught out again. No safety remnant, and this Rolling Thunder connecting off the back of a vortex set up wonderfully.
Looking at Bob's neutral item, it still says tier 1 token.
Oh dear.
Should give you something, like 100 HP until you use it. Until you figure out what it is.
Some kind of little buff, please. Anything. Well, they kill off Shiro bottom. Palos and Shanks pairing up nicely. Gonna take down on the teddy bear as LGD amass their forces in the mid lane. The Chen and his army looking to push the tier 1, but a frostbite arrow connecting on Planet. Don't take the Rubik down. Tower's fallen, but now Why You Smile and nothing to say. Trying to run away from Bob and Tino. Rooted up once more by this Crystal Maiden, though. And Execration not able to defend their mid lane or the tower, but still able to get a couple of kills off the back of it. Just a vast portion of the map feels like it's theirs to control. Getting that kill on Ursa means TA farms there. 4 heroes mid, claim the tier 1. And LGD starting to move up towards top. But they'll be met by the Underlord.
Underlord gonna be there to defend the tower. They used Mech, they used Hand of God, they killed Chen and some of his creeps. So we'll need to resummon them. This does definitely kill the momentum that PSG.LGD wanted to do. Palos.
Planet.
This time.
Oh.
Get the kill.
Earn charge on Palos. No more refraction. TA's dead. Zeal and nothing to say. Coming back in towards Shanks with another roll in. Taking them both down. Reclaiming that bottom lane. And Bob. Oh, please, Bob, survive. Don't die again. He's trying to toy with Zeal right now, but he will remnant out of that bottom lane.
This is why I love Bob as a player. He always wants to do something. Sometimes he looks like the best player in the game, pushes the limits. Sometimes like the math is incorrect and then dies like we've seen. Goes into 2 heroes, 2 other heroes, shows up. He still tries to make a play, dies in the end. And Zeal finishing off his Diffusal Blade after completing Pavis. So it does make him super tanky. Shield crash and Pavis on top of that. But he also understands that he needs to be able to scale. Ursa didn't have that good of a time. Battle Fury still 500 gold away from it. Storm also kind of recovered with these 2 kills that he picked up. So opting to go for a bit more of a scaling build.
He's changed his mind, I think. Nice pairing there with the chains and the arrow. Bob losing all of his mana. I'm not sure if he wants to be here anymore. Bob getting slapped around by the swashbuckles, and Zeal with this Diffusal Blade and Pavis tanky enough and dealing the damage you're talking about just to take him down.
That's a solo kill. 500 gold. Solo XP for Zeal. Now level 11. He's almost the same level as Templar Assassin. The hero that farms so quickly, and she was also off to a great start. This is the most farmed hero in the game. Zeal, like, remember his start, pushed out of the lane, dying, not being able to do much, and now going into Lotus Orb next. This is a great pickup because it does save you against all of these root mechanics.
Tino. Oh, he's a tanky Underlord, pops his mech, but still dead to Shiro and Zeal. A Pango from the offlane, getting involved with everything. Crashing in with his Rolling Thunder, causing problems for Shanks and Bob. Does he have a safety remnant? Yes, so Bob retreats off to the right-hand side, but look at who's waiting to jump on him. It's Zeal yet again, just chasing forward. Arrow misses, but the freezing field from Shanks looks good. Swashbuckle the safety. Planet still chasing. Shiro can't get a latch onto Bob. Execration retreating once again. So LGD with a free tier 1 take.
PSG.LGD. Yeah, they're making the moves. They are the ones now playing aggressive as soon as they picked up Diffusal Blade on Pango, and they're also gonna go inside the Roche pit. This is Battle Fury Ursa. It says battle, so he wants to fight it up. Stolen Freezing Field just to get some extra damage.
Hell yeah.
From Planet.
Yeah, you pointed out that 500 gold for a solo kill from Zeal. We were doing the math the other day, right, with this new formula for hero kills, and it feels like you get, what, like 10 to 15% more gold just for a hero kill?
When you say we did it, I messaged you asking if this is more or less when I gave you the formula. Then you did the math.
3 hours later, I'm like, yes, I have done the calculations.
It's probably incorrect anyway, so we can assume that it's less. I don't know. It's definitely more.
Yeah, it's definitely more. Yeah, I had to do I just had to plug numbers in. I'm like, I don't understand what this formula means. Let me put some numbers in and get a result, and then we'll see what happens.
Let me ask ChatGPT whether this is more or less.
That's what we should have done. Why are you asking me questions? We should just put the entire Dota patch notes into ChatGPT and say, what's the strongest thing in Dota now?
Give me TLDR.
Planet, with nothing to say, finding Shanks in the back lines, but Carlo and Palos here to stand their ground. Nothing to say inside the Pit of Malice. Might be able to get away with another ball lightning off to the right, and have killed off Carlo. Rolling Thunder cancelled by another route, though. Zeal, he's being blown up. Swashbuckle won't get him away as Shiro chases Palos into the tree line. Penitence in onto the TA, and another zip back in. Nothing to say, stuck around to get the takedown onto the Templar Assassin. And Shiro now stuck in a 1v3. What a wild fight. LGD lose 3 heroes. Aegis claimed up as well. And Execration still able to continue brawling. They don't really rely on any long cooldown ultis. They've got Pit, they've got Roots from the chains, they've got the control on the bear, and a triple kill for Bob.
Nothing to say. He's like, see ya, bro. Going to the top lane through the gate, and he's being pinged out. Level 13 on the Storm Spirit. Yeah, Execration this time around. I want to see the fight recap. Yeah, Bob did some crazy damage. 3,000 damage coming out from him. Uncontested. Used Sleight of Fist like 15 times.
These Roots are really... Oh, does Shanks get the catch? No, nothing to say out of that. Arrow a little too late.
I think he was out of mana.
On the Maiden, yeah.
Because I just clicked. I was watching the bottom lane, the fight recap as well, to see if I missed anything. Zeal.
A little jump here, poking away at the Underlord. These Roots are very annoying. You pointed out during the draft, they added a third one. These layers of Roots with the slight chains, the Pits, the Crystal Maiden with that Frostbite as well. Pango Storm and the Ursa all suffering.
It's so difficult. Like, Chen's creeps are not going to be able to get through Pit of Malice as well. Good thing is, Planet did manage to steal the Firestorm, and again the mouse.
2! There's 2 mice now. Need to hire a house cat. I know Dream League had a dog doing a bit of production for season 19. We need a cat for the Berlin Major. Hopefully they get it all sorted out. But yeah, why you smile on this Chen? He got his mech, using Hand of God a couple of times. Haven't really felt the impact of his army outside of taking tier 1 mid and top lane where they grouped up around him. And usually with these Chens, they're invading jungle. They're taking farm away from the opponents and planting themselves in aggressive territory. Hasn't felt comfortable doing so this game.
Underlord is so tanky, taking a lot of Ursa's damage, Pangos as well. This Atrophy Aura now maxed out, 30% damage reduction. Crimson Guard about to be finished shortly, plus also having Guardian Greaves. So this is something that like PSG.LGD wanted to play with, having this mech on Chen, shield crash reduction, Pavis on top of it, Ursa with his enrage reduction. Everybody pretty much has some kind of a damage reduction, but the big one is going to be Planet Firestorm. I want to see next fight, if he doesn't die off immediately, if he is able to click like second Firestorm in a fight, he's going to have the most damage done.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they can do tremendous amounts with it. Because right now it's looking like LGD want these snappy, quick engagements where they jump a target, blow them up with the Ursa and the Storm, help out with the Rubik Lift. Execration, drawn out fights are really big for them. Amber, Underlord, all very good. Even Crystal Maiden cycling through her cooldowns. Get multiple rounds of spells in there. Looks incredibly strong. So the more you tank up, the more you can heal and sustain and drag these fights out, the stronger Execration will feel. And Zeal playing into enemy Ancients right now, stealing the Watcher. But will watch Bob, Tino, trying to catch up to Shiro. The root from the Frostbite, Freezing Field as well. They need the Hand of God, but the control is glorious from Execration, just destroying the Ursa in that mid lane. Chasing him all the way from the triangle down to mid. And now swinging top.
Ursa didn't even move. Like, he was completely rooted inside the Firestorm. Oh, there's 2 Wisdom Runes here. No one picked it up yet. Let's see who decides to get it. First, they're going to kill Tormentor.
Disappears.
Dies immediately. Yeah, have this Crimson Guard, has this Guardian Greaves. So they're going to share it between 2 supports.
Crystal Maiden Freezing Field. Now she can move within it. Slay Planet first. And Execration in a great spot here. Pressure tier 2, top and mid. But they don't want to give up any territory on the map, and this is where Underlord really shows how powerful he can be. Places the portal for the rest of his team to kind of move bot, clear a wave, make sure they guard their own Wisdom Rune and Tormentor so LGD can't steal it, and they're still in a position to hold the high ground on the Radiant side of the map and continue fighting.
CM picked up another Wisdom Rune. She's level 13. Shanks, same level almost as Shiro, who's level 14 on Ursa. This is pretty wild.
Mouse?
Is it a mouse problem again?
Mouse?
Release the cat. Carlos should get off that cat. Get off Sagan. Let him kill the mouse.
go forth and hunt. Find the damn pest. But yeah, the Crystal Maiden was a question I had in the laning stage, right? About a position 4 Maiden in terms of farm. You know, not looking spectacular, but looking better than I expected. 7,700 net worth with boots of bearing and working towards whatever comes next. Could be a 4-staff with a fluffy hat. Not too sure just yet. But has had such a great time with these freezing fields. How much do things change with the BKBs of LGD? Because new BKB is something I haven't wrapped my head around yet, really. I'm struggling when I play to figure out what's happening with BKBs now.
You're like, oh, this makes sense. Then you play the game, you're getting shackled by Shadow Shaman while you have like this BKB active, and you're moving around while Shaman's standing still, and you're like, what the hell's going on? I've seen BKB for the last 20 years. It just doesn't work that way, so it messes up with your head, and then like your BKB expires, suddenly you get shackled. Oh, let's see if Bob can find anyone.
He does spot Planet. Nice telekinesis holds them back for a couple of seconds. In comes Nothing to Say, aiming for the Crystal Maiden. Shang's Crimson Guard, but it heals and saves. Still in trouble, though, as Tino gets pushed to high ground by the Rolling Thunder. Nothing to Say back up there. Stuns are lacking. The damage is coming. Tino gets away, though. Tanky enough on the big slug man, as Bob doesn't have a remnant. But it looks like he's okay to withstand the Vortex, as no follow-through really came from the rest of LGD. Pops the invis and backs up. So a nice quick in and out there from LGD. That is their strength. Get a kill as quickly as possible, but another... Oh, chains into arrow misses. Carlo off the mark. So Bob expending a lot of his resources there for nothing in return.
I don't think they would still get a kill on Pango, especially if he gets the shield crash off. He's super tanky. Pavis, Dragon Scale, extra armor from that, plus also did have Plate Mail, which he turned into Lotus Orb, so those root mechanics are not going to be as strong. I'm really glad that, because we were wondering before the game started, like, what kind of an item build he's going to go for. Chen, he did, like, mention the pipe if things are not going too well, but Chen is buying all of those. He got mech, he got the pipe. It's a lot of magic resistance on their side as well. Look at the 4 creeps that YU Smile has been holding. Alpha Wolf, so that means some extra damage. You have also Cloak Aura, which is increased magic resistance. Add Pipe on top of it. And the Speed Aura guy, Kobold Foreman, my favorite creep in the game.
A little goblet. No one knows what's inside of it, but it makes him very speedy.
It's some really nice juice for sure. It's empty. I actually saw it. It's nothing inside. There's nothing in the chalice.
Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's empty. It's just invisible. The human eye can't detect the liquid that's inside his goblet. It's that magical.
He's thirsty, that's all.
He's straight bussing. Look at him, speeding across the map. There's BKB Ursa. Coinciding with his Storm Spirit's BKB. There's Pango. Still wants his Blink Dagger after this Lotus Orb. But they won't be waiting for it. LGD want to strike now. Smoking is 5. This is a position...
Holding the high ground. They know something is up.
Yeah, some reversal of roles here
leading
in terms of game 1.
Charge!
They do get on top of Tino. Rolling Thunder there. Good bit of malice, but down goes the Underlord. Who can they get as a secondary target? Rolling Thunder bounces back the Pango. Swashbuckle aiming to the TA as Bob goes straight on in. Big, powerful Ember Spirit with a DD rune, and this allows Palos to open up onto Zeal, but the tanky and the gate? Where's Shiro going? He's dead. He tries to go through the gate, tries to jump low ground, gets picked off. LGD trade 2 for 1. They buy back this Underlord, but still in a great spot.
Roshan's gonna respawn in 15 seconds. Like, this is the power of the BKB timing on PSG.LGD. They pop 2 of those, they instantly kill Underlord, they get another kill on Crystal Maiden, but damage has been done. Let's see if they still decide to take a fight. Bob?
Oh, Bob's out of there. Another good pit from Tino, connecting, catching Zeal. Starstorm damage, but the Pavis giving a bit of shield, along with that Lotus Orb. Execration are just so good at picking a spot, fighting around their big tanky heroes. LGD, an arrow off the back of the pit. So much control. Nothing to say, can't get away. And now YU Smile, is there another stun to come? They can't stop the TP, so he is back to Fountain.
perma-rooted. Can't do anything about it. No BKB means that he's gonna be stuck there forever. BKB was on cooldown for 15-ish seconds. No Lotus Orb. Zeal not close around. But yeah, they are going for the scaling items on all 3 cores on PSG.LGD. But Execration also. It's a lot of damage. Like right-click, Palace. You have minus armor from Meld, from Deso, and also Orb of Destruction. Item that has been re-added to the game. So it add extra 3 armor reduction coming out from that one.
Yeah, great. Orb of Destruction and Orb of Corrosion. Bob going into Aghanim Scepter next. Kaya Sanj already done a long time now, of course. That additional bit of tankiness, not just from the Sanj, but like you've been saying, adding that bit of int for the magic res. Roshan going for a bit of a journey. Getting dragged out of his cave up in that top left corner. Execration thinking about popping their heads in there. But LGD are setting up. Observer Ward down near the Watcher. Smoking. Gathering as 4. Pango not involved just yet. A little further behind the rest of his team. And Why You Smile leading the charge. High ground vision is here from Execration, but Tino, the first point of contact, the Underlord, he bought back earlier, so if he dies, he's gone. 70 seconds without him, and Palos losing his HP so quickly. The BKB gives a little bit of cover,
get out.
but Zeal is coming with the physical damage. They get the swipe down, and they're gone. LGD fight back around this Roshan, and they know they can kill off more. Shanks picked off. It's just one after the other. Zeal straight towards Bob and Carlo. And Execration, 3 heroes down, no buybacks available. Free Roshan here for LGD.
Yeah, good moves from PSG.LGD. They understand that it's nighttime, so they smoke top. Roshan's gonna be like right there. Even though they didn't have any vision, they jump in, they get a kill on Underlord, who brought back in the previous fight. Doesn't get Guardian Greaves, doesn't get Crimson Guard off, plus you're also losing Atrophy Aura as well. That's a lot of damage mitigation. And now they pick it up. Cheese belongs to Storm Spirit. Ursa picked up the Aegis for another 5 minutes. Even with the 2k gold lead, like they had, I think, 5k gold lead before this fight even started. But things are looking really good for PSG.LGD.
Yeah, it's what you've been talking about. The scaling on 3 cores. A little greedier. Definitely caused them some difficulties in the first 25 minutes of the game. But now, full swing for LGD. Basher up for the Ursa. And so good at blowing up these individual targets to start the fights off with a huge advantage. Soon we'll have that Kaya Sanj done on the Storm. And some tokens being handed out to everybody. Neutral items. Tier 3. Starting to be gathered.
I love that you can have double Feli on the team. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, you're not gonna, Finders Keepers, I found it, and not gonna share it. This is what happens in pubs. Others are professional e-gamers. They will share it. But now you can keep 2 of those in the team. So you can have like extra gold also kicking in when you die. Swap a tier 3 item.
Yeah, I've heard some stories of some pubs going late game and having multiple Books of the Dead. So you've got all these Necro Warriors just flying around the map.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's
yeah,
pretty neat. Nothing to say. Fun. Kills. The trap immediately doesn't get silent. Zeal, he's in.
Nice blink. Shiro's in. Kills Carlo. Shang's dead as well in a second to Storm. And the poor Palos. No way to escape. LGD start fights so quickly. They end in a blink of an eye.
Not gonna even bother popping the BKB. Already understands that he's dead. Basher now finished on Ursa. Storm holding the cheese still. What did he just finish off? There's like 4 couriers flying out of PSG.LGD's base, delivering the goodies. It's gonna be Sanj for now, so gonna give him extra tankiness. And look at their magic resistance from all these creeps. Also, Ancient Granite Golem, which did get nerfed in the previous patch, now provides 17% bonus HP, which makes it super tanky. 36% like magic resistance on Ursa. And they're gonna get really difficult to kill right now.
Yeah, they sure are. Because now you can withstand that bit of burst damage out of the TA. Bob farming left side of the map. Trying to clear out the statue area. Looking for any wisdom runes that have been left to him. Nothing really there though. LGD just swarming that bottom tier 2. What's Underlord up to? He's trying to cut waves and farm down bottom, but not feeling comfortable. Wants to return. Do the jump in from nothing to say. Arrow BKB'd off, and Shiro's in with his own BKB, just aiming for Tino. They're killing off his Underlord so quickly, his tankiness means nothing at all. And now the catch in onto the Ember Spirit, chain disabled by the Rolling Thunder, perfectly done by Zeal. Oh, that was gorgeous. He's in onto tier 3s now as well, looking for Carlo in the tree lines. Starstorm and Glimmer Cape, a bit of safety there for the Mirana.
Arrow's
LGD,
not gonna hit.
They're thinking about the push up towards this tier 3, aiming high ground, a little scary against the Templar Assassin with the Hurricane Pike, so they won't go too deep for it.
I like how Zeal tried to get out of the enemy base through this like small gates on the side, but cannot go through them, so goes with the swashbuckle. You see that like pro players are still adapting to everything that has changed. Planet, he's in.
Oh, the BKB's up for Palos. A full staff away gives him a bit of safety.
Shakespeare Galti!
Oh, look at him! Disgusting damage from Shanks. That freezing field just destroys LGD. They do blink away with Shiro now. First life already having been claimed. No BKB, no blink on Ursa. Keep eyes on him as Carlo and Shanks chase the teddy bear. Palos wants in. They need the physical damage out of the TA. Oh, the Melt Strike shreds through 80% of the Ursa. Rooted up now. Enraged only gives you so much safety, and down he goes.
That's an overextension. Shanks, man, what an ulti. This shard that he picked up from Tormentor, sitting at 2,000 gold. I want to see if he changes his item build. If he decides to pick up something like a Blink Dagger, maybe even go for Aghanim Scepter. I don't think he would mind that one too much, because it does apply Frostbite. Could be a big one. Could be a game changer. Even though things are looking good again for Execration. Same thing happened in Game 1, where PSG.LGD, they had a little bit of a lead, and then they kind of threw a game, 1 or 2 fights. Stolen Firestorm, not the spell you want to give away. Kind of hard not to give him that, but...
Yeah. Very difficult. Tormentor. Palos and Tino, they want it. Plenty of damage from this Templar Assassin, but Storm is in. Straight onto Palos. No BKB for 3 seconds, so the Templar Assassin in some serious danger. LGD strike really quickly, and Tino left to his own devices can't stand his ground and fight.
What a play from Planet. He goes through these gates. Do we have a name for these gates that you can enter, but enemies cannot? Is there a name for it?
I don't know. Force Field Gate?
Gandalf gates, because you shall not pass. Okay, so he goes there, plants down an Observer Ward, gets a glimpse of vision near the Tormentor, and gets that Firestorm damage.
Defender's Gate is what
Defender's Gates, okay.
What they're called in the patch notes, yeah. You can't walk through them. Can jump over them, but he can't walk. And Watcher grabbed up top by the Rubik. LGD moving into that top area of the map. I would like another tier 2, but it's still a struggle going high ground and trying to figure out how you can close this game out. Probably looking towards that next Roshan. At least a minute and a half to go, though. And Execration have some really good vision out here. They've got high ground ward in both triangles, so they've got good angles to attack into.
Chance with level 15 talent, 50% slow with Penitence. Also, look at the healing that he can provide for the team. First, he gives them off more tankiness with the Granite Aura, Holy Locket, Pipe, Mech. Guardian Greaves about to be finished shortly. Needs another fight holding the Philosopher's Stone. So we'll have it in a couple of minutes anyway. This is a big combo. Storm Spirit picks up Aghanim Scepter. Then you can pull 2, maybe 3 people inside of a team fight. Fate Bolt plus a Firestorm. Ursa with the Battle Fury comes in. Things are looking, I would say, grim. A bit of a slacking from PSG.LGD, like that overextension on the high ground. But everything other than that has looked relatively clean, I would say. Forcing out the Remnant, faking out the Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, LG's foundations don't look shaken at all by that team fight loss down in the bottom tier 3. Still very sturdy. Execration were the ones that have to execute perfectly in these team fights. We need these big freezing fields. We need to bait out BKBs just to get the roots going. There's a halberd now for the Underlord, so a little more protection for him. Try and deal with this Ursa warrior. Palos. Daedalus done. Shanks wants a BKB and we'll have it soon. Making a base camp down at that bottom right-hand corner of the map and still keeping this vision up, but at some point you've got to come back and defend your base. Double catapults, double ancient creeps. Straight onto your tier 3s, walking up the staircase. Execration aren't coming back to defend, though. They've sent Bob here just to hold out on his own. A bit of a diversion as they stay down bottom.
Someone needs to defend this. Bob alone is not going to do a lot. This tower's just going to die. The rest of the team smoked. Completely different angle. Not reading the movement very well.
Yeah, not expecting this soft push from LGD.
37 minutes in, tier 4 items are available. You need to pay attention to the clocks. You need to know how to divide by 7 and like multiply by 4, multiply by 10. It's getting really ridiculous in Dota. You need to have like math degree with all the stuff. Keep an eye on bounty runes when they spawn the lotuses.
We've gone full circle, you know. Back in our days, they were teaching us 12 times table, 7 times table, stuff like that. You grow up. Yeah, your teacher's like, you'll never have a calculator in your pocket. Now, what about mobile phones?
Well,
but now doing it mental math, doing it in your head is so much better than bringing out a calculator and figuring it out. You got to do it on the fly. You need all those math skills.
Yeah, esports caster, toughest job in the world, doing the math on site.
It is
live in front of the people.
That's a catch. They found the Underlord again. Tino just always the first hero to get blown up, and he doesn't have buyback again. Planet still alive. The shield, the Lotus Orb, all on him as the Remnant out. Trying to catch up. Bob won't close the gap on the Rubik. Azil and nothing to say. They're on to Palos, the big ticket hero here. If they can kill off the TA and maybe the Maiden, they can get the job done. But Shanks from the high ground, Freezing Field and Frostbite. Nothing to say. Can he take it down? The Freezing Field.
With the Force Staff.
Oh, Shanks. He's so huge. They do kill Palos, but the real carry is about to be found here. Shanks
pushes him with the headband.
Escape the headband back. Now a Frostbite again. Carlo and Bob low on resources. They'll Yules up the bear. Arrow, it's there, but I don't think they've got the damage to finish him off. Shiro still has freedom in this fight to chase on the Bob. A Bits will blade him up, get the connections with the stuns, and Bob with another Sleight of Fist might be able to fight back, but the supports just cannot join him in this battle.
Another beautiful ulti from Crystal Maiden. He's waiting for a long time until he finds the right opportunity. Level 20, so we'll have that extra 50 freezing field damage. Let me see this fight recap. Yeah, 5,000 damage. More than any other hero in the previous fight. Dealt by Crystal Maiden. Now has BKB available. Even more damage is going to come from that freezing field. He's having a blast of a game right now.
Must be so fun. Individually, yeah, for Shanks. For the rest of his team, still a little bit sad. And Palos not really able to stick it out and fight. And yet again, we just see that target acquisition from LGD. They see the Underlord, they know. Similar to the old days, right? Where we used to have Darkseers with all of the auras. You have one hero that has all of your auras, your Greaves, even your Halberd on top of the Crimson Guard. Tino is an important, vital part of your team fight here to keep yourselves alive, to mitigate the damage from the Ursa. If he dies first, your team fight falls apart completely.
In his defense, he's easily spotted. He's a big guy. They can see him, and then they focus him down. PSG.LGD, they kill off Roshan right before he was supposed to go bottom. It just turned into daytime. They kill it, which means that there's going to be a refresher available instead of the Aghanim Shard that the Radiant Roche drops. Also notice Mindbreaker is now a tier 4 item. It got buffed a little bit because it was slightly too powerful having that silence. Now works magic with Ursa. Ursa almost level 25. There's going to be Wisdom Rune picked up by Zeal, which will push you closer to level 23. Nothing too significant. You want to get to that level 25, of course. Got Ursa fully jacked, 6 slotted. Power Treads in the backpack. Nullifier also finished. So 4 staffs, glimmers, Yule Scepters, all 3 items on Mirana. Not going to be as impactful. Carlo, waiting with tier 4 token, still deciding what he wants to get on his Mirana. They also have... Okay, Decided to pick up Telescope.
Yeah, just needed a quick pause. Mouse problem. Figuring out how to
Okay,
click
so that's what the pauses were for. It's
Trying to
your
figure out which
strat.
my strat for neutral item picking. I noticed LGD had a token yet and no one had grabbed it. Yeah, they still have a tier 4 token for LGD unused. I'm still missing one of those big items. But Ursa, Pango, Rubik, Chen all have it. So Storm Spirit just holding on to the quickening charm doesn't feel he needs the upgrade.
Oh no!
Oh, okay. Parlos gets out of there.
Finds the spot where they couldn't find him. Maybe with Shiva's guard. Not sure if it was on cooldown, but Zeal could have provided vision. It also, like the blast wave speed, got increased, so maybe could provide enough vision for Storm to get a jump.
That could have been cool.
It looks like PSG.LGD is in full control of this game. I didn't check the net worth lead for a while. It says 1k. If you ask me, I would say like 7 to 10k. Because the map is bigger, they are getting the farm somewhere.
Just these little bits of additional farm out on the map. Can be safer to find. TA not too far behind the Ursa, and Ember Spirit's even ahead of the Storm in net worth. Transferring that net worth into teamfight victories has definitely been a struggle here for Execration, though. We'll see, though, with Refresher Orb on Bob, what he can do with all these remnants. And if TA can blink onto a target to slay them quickly, maybe Execration can find a way to weasel back into this one.
Even Planet finished off BKB on Rube. I don't remember.
Wow.
You know what? You know what he wants to do? He wants to steal the freezing field, pop the BKB, and reposition himself. Like, he just wants to be a better Crystal Maiden at this point.
Well, you've seen how well Shanks has used it. He wants a bit of the action as well.
Oh, Timeless Relic also found by Crystal Maiden, so extra 15% spell damage.
Bob is in. Arrows forward. Connects on the Ursa, but that's just a bit of poke from Execration. Parlos going to pop the ninja gear to smoke himself. Maneuvering out of the base now, in fact, and trying to play under this dire vision they've got placed on the high ground. They see the Chen and the Storm. Nothing to stay, still has that shield rune going. And Shiro decides it's high ground time for him. Getting moved around a little bit. Doesn't want to get caught in the pit of malice. I'm not even going to send the Chen army forward. They'll retreat back to the high ground just for a couple of seconds.
Look at all these auras that they have on top of him. All these buffs. It's like 7, 8 different buffs that Chen is providing for the team.
That's huge. Still not able to breeze up to the tier 3 though. Shiro's trying. Every attempt and a jump into the Storm. Catches it onto the Maiden. The Yule's into the air. Now a Rolling Thunder, but Tino the first target yet again, while Bob tries to the back lines, but Planet has a BKB up. Shanks forced that forward, but not able to use the freezing field just yet. The heals are back up. Shiro, nothing to say. Everybody in LGD full HP after killing the Underlord. Another zip, another Shanks.
They got the big one.
Maiden. She has buyback. Gonna have to use it here. Bob, though, shredded. No Ember for 80 seconds. Parlos and Carlo on the run back. And LGD finally break the high ground.
Double gem now being held by Zeal. Will drop one, hide it. Buyback, they need to come out. Crystal Maiden is going to use one immediately. There's still no buyback on Tino, no buyback on Bob. Which means that they're going to be able to take these set of barracks and probably go for another one. There's just not enough damage with these 3 heroes to kill Ursa with all these healing, all these tankiness that Chen does provide. They're looking for another one. Palos could be in trouble.
Yeah, he jumped on. He's getting disabled up. Can't even get the BKB off until now at half HP. In comes Zeal, though. The freezing field from Shanks. No, it's not going to work out. The Ursa puts a stop to that nonsense. And Planet with a stolen one. Going to kill off Parlos. Down you go, TA. Rubik, he gets what he wanted. The stolen freezing field.
It's so cool that you can just, like, adjust your item build to be a better version of the enemy hero. And now, Execration, buyback available on Templar Assassin, but he doesn't want to use it, will be forced to use it in a couple of seconds. Otherwise, the game's just gonna end.
Yeah, it looks like it's going that direction anyway. Tier 4s are falling quickly. The throne exposed. Out in the open. As Shiro makes the jump on Tino, decides it's not worth the full-out brawl. Zeal into ball mode, does turn around and looks for Bob. They'll kill off the Chen. Oh, no, not quite. The lift up.
Oh, the 4-man vortex.
Storm Team Spirit, nothing to say, has all the control in the world. Backed up by Zeal and Planet to look for Palos now. Bob about to fall. Oh, it's a disaster as Execration lose everybody and LGD will get the 2-0.
The more I see from Chen, the more I think this hero needs to get banned. Like, just, if you don't have the first pick, you need